Don't try this at home. Now, as soon as why? What's going on? Why can't I flip the sides? The outlet of my house so I can power more things. And for that, I made this harness that you can plug to both sides. First, you plug it to the inverter. Anytime you connect a power harness, connect it to your load side first so you wouldn't short your power supply or shock yourself. I'm only human after all. This is probably the most stupid harness one can make because it exposes high voltage on both sides, so don't make it. Let's very carefully plug it in, which I believe is breaker number 3. Now we can safely plug them in. Apparently it was breaker number 2. Always make sure you open the pretty much exactly almost like a hot glue gun. The heating element melts the matter. Who plugged it in? This circuit, so I should explain a few things. Let me plug it in so I can show you a few things. I forgot. Before I put my Tesla coil in the vacuum chamber, I saw the video of this guy that used a syringe and Sit. I'm gonna cut the crap out of this thing. Oh hi! Exciter circuit to measure the resonance frequency of your tower. Or you can just simply try to adjust the frequency of the circuit. Ow! Sometimes you just want to test something quickly, but it's never quick, is it? The AC voltages at the input are... Make sure not to short high voltage with your probes. The gap between the wires is a little bit too wide for the 2 kilovolt to jump across. Ow! Almost killed myself. Oh my god! Oh! High voltage makes me nervous as Sorry guys, the pain is too much for me, but I'm sure it will. And I can play any tone from it, like this. Reverse polarity supply gets me every time. Okay, I have the circuit on the breadboard. Let's power it up. I created a light bulb. Obviously there's a wrong connection. Hello? 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 Let's do a quick smoke test. What's up with my circuits and all the smoke? A resistor makes a light bulb and a capacitor makes an explosion when connected wrong. So that the arcs start jumping. And then I can measure the air gap using my... Right after I shut down the gun. I'm measuring the capacitor voltage and it's around... more than the capacitor can take. I can do more winding. Here I'm running a regular light bulb on AC as usual. And here I killed it. Don't short. Of course, a brushless AC motor like this one that I took from an old microwave oven can last much longer than a brush. This loose wires, avoid them. Or would be 400 times less wasted on wires. And with high voltage comes great responsibility. The transmission lines have to be placed far enough so no arcing happens. You should always keep a proper distance from Tesla coil. Let's play Pink Panther. My f***ing brain cells! Let's run a single tone with a lamp on. This is loud. Playing music might be better. Let's try touching it one more time for science. Let's use a rod. Okay, let's balance it on. Of course, I expect it to turn much slower than mine because in my Tesla coil I had a continuous power output, but this is a much lower duty cycle arc. Let's try it. Let's instead play some music. Try to turn it on and retrieve all the data available. Now I will measure some waveforms. I connected the probe to my output lines, connected my circuit to this power bar, and now I will turn the power bar on. Now I like to use my 100 ohm resistor and connect it to the output to see how the waveform changes. Wow, I was holding that. Shall measure. I'll plug it in. Wow, this is wild. You can see how far. This gap is quite wide. Let me measure it for you. See? These screws also get quite tight and need some good force to open. Oh my god, I just hit and released the jack accidentally and the car fell over. The wheel fell right on my shoe, but I was able to pull my foot out fast. Now the first thing you need to do is to push the piston back in to make room for the thicker pads. And for that, I use my clamp. Now it's time to lower the jack. To measure the current through my body, I connect my current meter to the AC line and hold the probe on one side and only touch one of the AC lines. At least real capacitors can't get electrocuted. Well, using 120 volt AC is a pretty bad idea. Don't mess with AC power. I'm gonna stand back a little bit and increase the power. I'm hoping that at least the capacitors are not charged anymore. Let's try them out. The skin here is quite sensitive to temperature and you can tell the temperature quite accurately. It's almost finished now. Just need another piece of wire. Oh sh**. What did I do?
What the f*** did you do?
I'm fine, thanks.
Idiot.
What? I can't even play music from it. And you can see a tiny negative sign beside it. That means that that side needs to be connected to ground or negative. The first thing you need to do is to remove the broken ball. Ow! Just make sure you don't cut your fingers and take the screw part out. My finger. Good thing the breaker opened. Now it's time to put the new bulb in. Just screw it nice and tight and it'll turn on. It's not turning on. I broke the ball. Well, the lamp is already out, so always use a tool to get the screw part out. Unplug! Damn it! Unplug! Let me show you what I mean by this oscillation. If I put the bullet inside the coil and try to turn it on with my power supply here. This power supply can generate 20 volts, 150. Well, you see, when I short it, the voltage goes almost to... Although this power supply can generate huge amounts of current, it can't send it through my body because it's only set to 20 volts. I can't even feel it on my fingers. I like to put it on my tongue, but before that, I have to reduce the voltage to something like 1 volt because, you know, the resistance of the tongue is much smaller than the skin. And still, if I short the power supply, I get the same 150 amps. Okay, you can see it still sparks. Let's try it out. What the f? I thought I set it to 1 volt. Here's the power supply at 4 volts, and I'm going to connect this thin wire to it, and you can see how the wire melts and burns under. Makes you want to join the dark side. Get it? It's a line from Star Trek. Okay, now let's... Always be aware of your surroundings.